So here's the 460. I bought this chainsaw, okay, brand new last year. The 455 that I have was leaking. It still leaks to this day. I fixed the gas problem where it was leaking gas. All that was is this was old and dry rotted. That has an Oregon bar on it. Okay, so these are the ones that I like, where you can just take a file to the tip really quick. You know, just file the top of the raker or depth gauge, depth finder. I don't know. To me, a depth gauge is this thing. Okay, to like measure the depth. I've heard this thing, you know. To me, this is a depth gauge that you use. You know, you put it over the raker like that, and then you run the file across there, and it takes off like 0.025. I don't use the thing a lot. It came with this kit, you know. But now this is a stock chain that when you buy them from like the hardware store, local hardware store where this saw came from, they put these, I call it a homeowner chain. See how they're curved over? It's called, if you Google it, the correct term is anti-kickback or low kickback chain. All right, it's like, you know, a homeowner. It's like for like homeowners and stuff or whatever, or whoever doesn't want to chain the kickback, whatever. Me personally, I don't like them because you're not supposed to, you can't really file these that good like you can these. You know, you can, you know, that's easier to file. But if you look, you know what I mean? You can't, you know, that one's not really, doesn't really file. They don't, look, it's not even touching. You know, it's not even. Let's see if we can run a file over it. See if we can get it to. No, it's not even touching. It's like below the gauge. Whereas this one is sticking up. Yeah, I can feel it. This one's sticking up past it. I don't know. Whatever. You get the point. These chains, people tell me all the time, there's nothing stopping you from grinding it. Well, there's nothing stopping you from doing it. It just takes longer because you're filing more surface area. You know what I mean? And they didn't design them for that. They don't want you to do it. The manufacturer doesn't want you to do it. So these ones here, you just take a quick little file, just right across the tip, and that's all you need. Okay, so the reason I bought this 460 chainsaw is because I had this 455 since 2005. Yep, got the 455 in 2005 when I bought my house. Moved into my house, and there was a bunch of white pine trees like that. But the reason I got this one is because this one, I had a job to do, and this saw was leaking all of its fluids. It was leaking chain bar oil. It still is. And it was leaking gas out of the primer bowl. My buddy actually had a spare one, and so he popped it in real quick. And he said the old one, it was just old and dry rotted. That's all. Now, the only thing of it is I did accidentally break this handle, and I did just replace this handle. I broke it on the bottom. I got in an argument with somebody, and they threw something at me, so I threw the saw back at them. Because, you know, you shouldn't be throwing stuff at guys that have chainsaws in their hands. Now, this saw here, I had a big job that I was doing, and I was worried about whether that one was going to make it with the little bit of gas it was leaking. So I just ran down to the local hardware store and I picked up this one. And that was last year. Now, a lot of people, when I did the video on this, of the unboxing on this 460, a lot of people were complaining that I didn't warm the thing up first. I just fired it up. Well, here's the thing. I understand what everybody's saying about you can get piston scoring between the exhaust and the cylinder wall, you know, if the metal is cold and then you fire it up and run. But the day that I bought that, it was August. The metal was not, you know, we were in the sun. The metal wasn't cold. So it's like you're not gonna hurt it. And to be perfectly honest with you, I understand what everyone says about it, because the guys that are in the chainsaws are really like passionate about it, but I'm not. I have never warmed up a chainsaw in my life. I talked to a bunch of my friends who, you know, like have like arborist tree companies, and when I tell them about all the people giving me crap about not warming up the saw, they all laugh. They said not one of them's ever done that either. None of them. And every single one of them, it came down to, because I asked a bunch of them, because I wanted to know, hey, am I wrong? And they all go, no. They said, it all depends on your oil mixture. Every single one of these guys has said that the only time they've ever had a problem is when they let someone else mix the gas. So, no, I don't warm up my saw, and to be honest with you, I probably never will. Never have. I've owned power equipment my whole life. Never warmed up one single damn thing. And I never will. And here's another thing. I've been using this saw for over a year now. So let's fire it up. And let's see if me not warming it up actually had any effect on it. And I'm still, here's a warning for anyone that's part of the chainsaw cult. Close your eyes, because I'm still not going to warm it up. It's warmed up now. That's pretty good. All right, so let's go through a piece of this white oak, see what it does in there. This chain, I don't know how old it is. No, bud. Take your stick somewhere else. Come on, get it. All right, go. Go away. All right. That was the red oak and white oak. Now, like I said, I don't know when the last time we sharpened the chain was, because we don't cut trees all day long with it. We usually will use a saw. We might cut one tree, just enough to fit in the truck. Or if we're digging out stumps, we might use that chainsaw just to cut the nub off after the stump is pulled, because sometimes other people cut the trees and they leave the stump tall so we can pull them. This saw here, I haven't used it since last year. Oop. Oh, you know what? I take that back. I have used it since last year. I used it once about 2 months ago. So it has run. It's been sitting for about 2 months. But these Husqvarnas, this saw has been great. This 455. I have done a lot of work with it. It's just getting old. You know, it's from 2005. What's that, like 16 years? You know, almost 17, depending on what time of year I bought it. I don't know. But like I said, 2005. Here we are, 2021. And I've only had to replace things that the primer bowl that dry rotted. That my buddy had a whole box of those. That didn't cost me anything. And yeah. So the 460. I did notice the 460's got a little more zing to it, you know what I mean? Not zing, what's the word I'm looking for? A little more, when you're in the wood, it doesn't bog as much, you know, obviously. It's a little bit bigger of a saw. But, to be perfectly honest with you, you really would have to be cutting the exact same piece of wood and, like, be cutting it the same way, whatever, to really notice the difference between these two. I can't tell the difference between these two when I'm cutting. My review on this thing after having it for a year is that it pretty much operates like it did the day I got it. I haven't had any problems with it. Same thing with this saw. This one still runs like the day that I got it. The only problems you're gonna have with these is over time they will start leaking. But the 460 is probably going to get that bar taken off, and not the bar, but that chain, because I don't like the curved over one. That's just personal preference. I mean, you do whatever you want. But as far as like if somebody's looking to buy one of these 460s, the thing's not heavy either. I would say I can't tell the difference. I mean, they're pretty much the same saw. I mean, everything's the same. The handle, same size. The weight, the length of the thing. I think it's just the CCs. I think that's the only yeah, I think you're gonna notice with these and you know what, and the other thing too is the bars are interchangeable. It's like in the same family size. When you buy a chain for this, it'll say on the package like 455, 460. I think there may be one other one. So these ranchers, they're in the same family size. It's just when I bought this 460, it was the biggest one on the shelf, and I had a job that was cutting a lot of trees, and I was really kind of worried about this saw as much as it was leaking at the time. I'm not worried about the bar oil because we just keep putting bar oil in it, and when it's leaking, it's leaking in here where the bar and chain come out. So that's not a big deal because it's just going to get all over the bar and the chain anyways. So I haven't really fixed that, and I'm probably not going to. And every time we do, we fill up. I have a rule with my sons and anyone who works with me. Every time you put gas in a saw, you put bar oil in it too. Top it off, whether it needs it or not. Every time you put gas in a saw, top off the bar oil, and we've never had a problem. Now, this one here, pretty much the same thing, same setup, same everything. You could take this chain, you could take this bar off, same sprocket, same amount of drive links. You could put it on that one. So let's say you were cutting on a job and this one crapped out. You could, you know, if that one crapped out and you were doing a whole bunch of cutting, then this one got dull, like towards the end of the day or something, you could just rob the chain off of this one just to make it through the day. If you stay in the same family of saws, if you have to, you can interchange things if you really needed to. Now, I don't know too much about the CCs and, you know, the actual engines, because I don't care. I honestly don't care. This video is not for you lumberjacks or you chainsaw enthusiasts. This is a review from an average schmo to other average schmoes that if you want to go to your hardware store and buy a reliable chainsaw, this is it. So that's gonna be it for this small little review. Check out some of the other videos I got coming out, and please like the video, comment on it, positive, because I don't answer negative stuff. Nobody's got time for that. And share the video. And everybody that's been here for a while watching all my videos, hey, thank you. Catch you on the next one.